Hello and welcome to another riveting energy market outlook. My name is Marcello Colax. I'm the managing director at Clever Markets, and today I'm walking you through the charts for the week starting 12th of August 2024. Let's have a look at the weekly survey next. So the sentiment from last week was mostly bearish, so that hasn't changed week on week essentially. And also please pay attention to all the other percentages. So the share of the market participants thinking that the market will move higher is still around 1/3. So even that hasn't changed. And those who think that the market will move sideways from week to week has also changed only marginally. So although there is around 30 outright individuals more participating this week, the percentages from last week to this has not changed at all. So this usually would mean that the bearish setups visible on the daily charts on most energy markets could actually resolve lower. Hey, I'm just interrupting myself. No worries, you will get your TTF analysis, but let me talk about something else first. I am very proud to announce that intake is open for the next Clever Markets Technical Analysis Academy, this time starting on the 30th of September 2024. The feedback I've received over the past year is absolutely outstanding. 97% of all graduates would already have recommended the academy to their peers. And 94% of all graduates say that the quality of the academy is way above that of comparable services in the industry. So I encourage you to sign up, but first let's see if this is even the right thing for you. If you're seeing this on LinkedIn, then send me a DM. If you're watching this on WhatsApp, then simply send me a message there as well. And if you're already an existing client, you know where to find me. And now back to the TTF. So on the daily chart, by the way, weekly chart, we are still bullish, yeah? We are bullish above this trend line here, and there is a good chance for the bull trend to continue because the market can go down all the way to 34, but the midterm uptrend would still be intact. So for now, the market is bullish from the midterm. Let's have a look at the daily chart, and this is the same for a lot of the markets. So here we can see that we ended last week with a doji candle. And the doji candle simply means the market opens where it closes, and within the day, we just are testing out a direction. Now, this is a special type of doji. It's called a long-legged doji, which simply means we do have a longer side. So one side is one wick is significantly longer than the other. In our case, it's the lower wick. So what does that mean from a psychological perspective? So it does mean that the market did move higher by quite a bit, uninterrupted. Just a little bit here, right? And now after last week, 1, 2, 3 strong days of gains, we see that the bulls are not continuing. So last Friday, we see that the bulls they were a little bit weaker. And for the first time, the bears were actually trying to push lower. At the end of the day, it didn't really go nowhere, but the bulls were put on hold. This is dangerous, especially because we have now hit the 100% extension level. What is that? So we are looking at this up leg here, and the assumption is that this up leg will be just as long as, and we have hit it more or less precisely last Friday. So that means, okay, so the target is reached, and we have a hesitation candle, so this usually would set the market up for losses. And the first thing we do is we start looking at the momentum tools, at the trend tools, and at the oscillators. Usually it's the oscillators that would give us a bearish signal, but right now, no bearish signal yet. By the way, I'm looking at the stochastic. You can also look at the CCI or RSI. I personally don't like the RSI. It doesn't really work on energy all that well. And we see, okay, so what's happening here? We have a bearish setup, or corrective setup, but the tools are still all bullish. So that tells me that I want to wait. I want to wait for the setup to be actually confirmed. and it is only confirmed below 39.42, the low of this candle. So I want to see a daily close, not an intraday move, a daily close below this, and then I would be able to say, aha, now we are actually correcting lower. But the whole idea of a corrective setup would be undone if we move above 40.79, which is the 100% extension, and it's also near, 40.75 is the high of this doji candle, right? So when the market moves lower, the question is this a big trend reversal or is it just a correction? To me, it's looking like just a correction because trend and momentum tools are still bullish. So that tells me we are now, maybe it's a blip, and then we continue higher. Now the question is, okay, how low can it go? Well, if we actually get a bearish confirmation, then I would like to start working with Fibonacci retracement levels. And I am, no, not this way, the other way. And you can see it's now getting a little bit messy. If you start having Fib retracement and Fib extensions on it, it's starting to get a little bit all over the place, right? So, but just entertain me here. It's all the same color. Let me change this just very quickly around. By the way, if anyone is wondering, I am working with Workspace from Refinitiv. I actually kind of like it very, very much. It's kind of good. Okay, so we can see that now we have put on the Fibonacci retracements from this uptrend. And usually a down leg is kicked off below the 23.6% Fib at 38.47. That's a little bit late. So I say maybe some more aggressive traders may be inclined on jumping on the down leg here, 39.42. If you want to trade that intraday, we'll talk about that in a second. Because for this down leg to materialize, after it's over, this maybe offers some entry opportunities for those bulls, so for all of those who think that the fundamental view is going to be bullish in the next couple of weeks, right? So that's why here the question mark is, how low can we actually go? A deeper correction would be kicked off below the 23.6, and then it can go to the 61.8, which is at or near 35 right now. So once again, uptrend, hesitation, bearish setup confirmed below 39.42, then we could make it to 38.47, bounce, question mark. If we push lower, maybe to the 61.8% Fib at 35 before we continue higher. My thought is we'll probably continue higher after the correction because trend and momentum tools are still bullish. This whole idea of a correction would be nullified and we would immediately correct higher or continue higher above 40.7975. Which one will happen? Let's have a look at the hourly chart.